I watch episode 54 of Pokémon every year because I watch every episode of Pokémon every year. In episode 54, Princess vs. Princess, the cultural significance of another Japanese holiday is minimized. The dub refers to the holiday as the Princess Festival, where every woman and girl is treated like a princess, in that their actions and appearance are highly scrutinized and they are forced to compete against each other. In Japan, Hinamatsuri is celebrated on the third day of the third month. It's a holiday for girls by commercial investors, centered on sales more than suffrage, a gendered tradition about traditional gender roles. Its capitalistic nature already conforms to Western values and is central to the plot, so it is only slightly simplified, unlike past episodes where holidays were westwashed as passing carnivals or fairs. International Women's Day celebrates bodily autonomy, but 5 days earlier, National Women's Day celebrates fostering the economy. Whereas Misty follows the spirit of self-serving overindulgence, the villainess makes purchases with her male employer in mind. As she justifies her corporate subservience, a wild Lickitung appears, the Macroglossia Pokémon. It lickies and tongues all of their items, eating everything and leaving no crumbs, to which the red-haired reprobate responds by taking its free will. During the Princess Festival, she captures the tongue thruster, more like the Pillow Princess Festival. The events of the festival move from women fighting women over clothing to women fighting women over dolls, and the attention of an Italian stereotype. He's gigantic. The Pokémon-themed Hina doll set is the grand prize for the festival contest. Traditional ornamentation that, like all commercially produced children's toys, reinforces not only heteronormative familial structures but also classism and the monarchy. Starting at the bottom tier are the court musicians, represented by Pokémon that embody the 5 main themes of the show: laziness, mind control, universal healthcare, artistic expression, and racism, playing the drums in the original blackface. On the second stage are the 3 sake-holding ladies in waiting, represented by the 3 starter Pokémon yet to be chosen with donuts in between. The crest of the red reliquary is reserved for the Emperor and the Empress, represented by Ash's first Pokémon and the original choice for Ash's first Pokémon. Clefairy was overthrown by Pikachu because the marketing department thought it was too girly. Happy holidays. The puppet only rules out of fear of male fragility. The competition begins with a lineup, where again their appearances are judged by problematic adult men. At least he didn't do the grease paint. But they are also judged on their skill as Pokémon trainers. March is madness. Both ask to borrow their companion's Pokémon. Misty trauma dumps on her allies to justify the importance of having her own doll set. Her hand-me-down upbringing still holds her down. Ash trivializes her trauma, to which she responds by giving him trauma of his own. The other tries to persuade Meowth, who again has suppressed its identity, only managing to give its opponent the finger before again being booted from the bracket. The hoodlum sob story stems not from having to share with siblings, but from just being too poor to ever afford holidays. She had nothing, not even a full flat flashback. Both advance to the finals, with Misty as the pick to win until Lickitung makes its drooling debut, defeating some of their strongest Pokémon with its single lick. In its first appearance in 10 episodes, Vulpix is knocked out immediately. As the enemy nears salvation through salivation, Misty calls for Staryu, who hasn't been seen for 15 episodes. But again, Psyduck takes its place. Lickitung thoroughly slurps the bird until it's perturbed, but Psyduck doesn't have a G-spot. Thick in the head and the body, Psyduck defeats the molester, winning Misty the crown and the Jim Crow era memorabilia, which she sends to her sister so that they can suffer as she once did. Her avarice intentions only serve to feed her feelings of superiority in her soul-female relationships. The grudge still harbored with the tide coming in. Still, with nothing, the hoodlums settle with having the prize of friendship. Because excessive materialism is more accepted than platonic relationships, the English dub treats this ending more morosely than the original. And the Who's That Pokémon isn't even that Pokémon. This episode was written by men and then rewritten by more men who not only didn't care for Japanese culture but also didn't want anyone else to care, changing things out of fear of change. To be continued.